If you've ever watched and wondered, how the hell does that guy come so much? Well, today you're going to know exactly how, and how you can do the same yourself. I'll be revealing some of the tried and tested secrets of the adult industry. And for those that don't know me, my name is Stirling Cooper. I'm an award-winning adult film star, and I've been in the industry for about a decade, and I shot in for about 5 years, shooting for some of the biggest companies on earth, like Brazzers, Kink.com, Fake Taxi, and many others. And during my time, I've literally had directors tell me that I produce an unholy amount of. So if there's one thing I'm known for, it's the cum shot. So if you're ready to have women recoiling in fear from the size and force of your loads, then pay very close attention. Now, the average man shoots about 2 to 4 mil of semen when he finishes, but once you implement the tips I'm about to share, you can easily double that. And with many of these biohacks, you'll see a noticeable difference overnight if you apply them. But before we get into that, you have to understand what makes up semen in the first place. You see, sperm only actually makes up about 1 to 5% of your semen. The other 95% is made up of prostatic fluids from your prostate and your seminal vesicles. These fluids are what nourish your sperm and allow them to swim around. So if your goal is just to blow a huge load, then you want to focus on increasing the amount of seminal and prostatic fluids that you produce. Secondly, not a lot of guys consider this, but if you want to literally shoot semen across the room, you need strong muscles that allow you to do that. Specifically, a strong bulbocavernosus muscle. This is a muscle that literally pushes your semen out during an orgasm and allows you to fully empty the tank. This muscle determines whether you're a dribbler or a shooter. So I'll be showing you the best way to strengthen that muscle. Now, with that said, let's get into some tips. Starting with one you might have heard about before, but it's super important and needs to be stressed. If you want to increase your semen volume tonight, this is what you should focus on because it will make a noticeable difference. And that is simply hydration. Your semen is made of 98% water. If your body is dehydrated, the last thing your body is going to be producing is semen. So you need to be drinking at least 2 liters of water every day, minimum. If you're active and sweat a lot, that number can easily double. And a good way to tell if you're drinking enough is to look at the color of your urine. If it's very dark, it means you're dehydrated. If it's pale yellow, then that's good. It doesn't need to be crystal clear like you're peeing spring water. That's actually a sign that you're overhydrated. And another sign you're dehydrated is if your semen is thick and tends to just dribble out a lot. Now, the second tip is actually an adult industry secret, which almost nobody talks about. This is one of the key biohacks that makes a porn star's cum look awesome on camera. It'll make your cum pearly-white, thicker, and heavier. And I have absolutely no explanation as to why yet. I just know that it works. And every porn star and every regular guy that takes this advice says exactly the same thing. You will see a noticeable difference overnight. And that is simply eating celery. Yeah, celery. Back when I was shooting porn, I was literally eating raw celery sticks every day. It was fucking horrible, but I had to shoot a lot of scenes and this helped me get the job done. I actually managed to find some animal studies that show how eating celery seeds and ginger increase the semen volume of chickens, but there are no studies done on humans as of now. Well, except for me personally. So now you, my friend, are way ahead of the curve. So what you want to do is eat 2 to 3 sticks of celery the day before you plan to ejaculate, or even multiple days in a row before you ejaculate. Try this out and let me know how it works in the comments down below. If you've already seen the results of this, please testify in the comments so others know that I'm not talking bullshit. Moving on to number 3, edging, which basically means masturbating up to the point of no return just before you're about to ejaculate, but not allowing yourself to actually finish. This is something I would always do the night before a scene and the morning of a scene. This allows me to create a kind of double backed up load so that when the time comes, you can just unload a truckload of semen. But I know plenty of performers who would edge up to 5 times the same day before they actually shot their scene. So if you don't plan on ejaculating in the next few days, what I would recommend if you really want a lot of volume is edging for 2 to 3 days before you ejaculate. I tend to find that that is the sweet spot. After that, it's kind of diminishing returns because you can't accumulate semen in your body indefinitely. Your body will naturally break down the fluids and the sperm and reabsorb it back into the body after some time. Now, this next tip is also another tried and tested porn industry secret. It's something I stole from a porn director I worked with in England, and he directed for a website that's specialized in making the most spectacular looking cum shots on women's faces. That's literally what the website is known for. That was their thing. But before I share this, if you've enjoyed this video so far, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Your support helps me grow this channel and it gets YouTube to push my videos out to more guys like yourself who want to to improve their sex life. Now back to the tip I stole from a porn director. Take zinc. This is another one of those biohacks which will make you just whiter. There have even been studies done on zinc, and it's been proven to increase semen volume because it is one of the raw materials that make up your semen and your sperm. I used to take 50 milligrams of zinc daily. Don't take any more than that though. There's basically no extra benefit to taking more, and you can actually have some negative side effects if you take too much of it. Now 50 milligrams is quite a bit to get from food, even from the richest sources. You'd have to eat like 8 to 10 medium-sized oysters a day, or like 600 grams of beef or 500 grams of pumpkin seeds. So the easiest and cheapest way would just simply be to supplement it. Moving on to tip number 5, vitamin C. A study done on 13 infertile men who took 2 grams of vitamin C per day. 2 months they became fertile. They doubled their sperm count and sperm motility. Now this is the only tip on this list that won't really impact your total semen volume, especially because remember that sperm only makes up 1 to 5% of your actual semen. But I'm sharing this for the guys who don't just want to shoot big loads. If you actually want to improve your fertility and get a woman pregnant, then this is one to keep in mind. Now let's talk about how to become a shooter. Remember how earlier I talked about the bulbocavernosus muscle? It's the muscle at the base of your penis, and it's what pushes the semen out of your body. Strengthening this muscle is what allows me to shoot semen across a room. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I remember once when I was shooting for Score Group, I came so hard that my semen launched over the bed and landed directly onto the director's iPhone on the other side of the room. It was fucking hilarious. And you, my friend, can have that same superpower. Which leads me to tip number 7. Kegels. Now some of you might be familiar with this. A kegel is that contraction you make when you want to stop your pee from coming out midstream. That's technically one kegel. And kegels are often prescribed to men who struggle with urine leakage, erectile dysfunction, and premature ejaculation. But doing this exercise also helps you fully empty the tank by forcefully pushing your semen out during orgasm. Meaning the stronger those muscles are, the bigger and further you can shoot. So if you're new to this, what I recommend is 50 quick contractions a day, and then after a week or so of that, start adding in 2 to 3 second holds with each contraction. You can do this anywhere while you're watching this video, in fact, and you can pump this out in 1 to 2 minutes, so it's super easy. However, just make sure you're not training to failure with this. You don't want to contract it too hard. If you're starting to get cramps, or you notice that when you ejaculate you're unable to shoot as far as you used to, then you're definitely going too hard and you need to back off and take like a week of rest. If you follow everything I've shared with you so far, you can easily go from shooting about 2 to 5 mil to shooting 8 to 10 mil of semen, which is at least double what the average guy does. If you want to learn even more biohacks and ways to increase your semen volume, I suggest checking out my ebook, How I Grew My Penis and Other Porn Industry Secrets. The link is in the description.